Evaluating formal and informal, culturally responsive, and accessible assessments. Assessment affects decisions about grades, placement, advancement, instructional needs, curriculum, and in some cases, funding. When assessment works best, it provides diagnostic feedback, helps educators set standards, evaluates progress, relates to a student's progress, motivates performance, and is used for teachers' self-evaluation. Student assessment enables instructors to measure the effectiveness of their teaching by linking student performance to specific learning objectives. As a result, teachers are able to use effective teaching practices and revise ineffective ones. Its fundamental purpose is to estimate students' level of achievement in order to enhance student learning during the learning process. Student assessment is more than just grading. Assessment links student performance to a specific learning objective in order to provide useful information to instructors and students about student achievement. The purpose of an evaluation is to judge the quality of a performance or work product against a standard. Assessment and evaluation both have their purposes, and when used correctly, both can add significant value to teaching and learning. In education, assessment is widely recognized as an ongoing process aimed at understanding and improving student learning. It is connected with converting expectations to results. Evaluation, on the other hand, is recognized as a more scientific process aimed at determining what can be known about performance capabilities and how these are best measured. Assessment can be defined as a process of appraising something or someone. For example, the act of gauging the quality, value, or importance. Evaluation focuses on making a judgment about the values, numbers, or performance of someone or something. Assessment is made to identify the level of performance of an individual, whereas evaluation is performed to determine the degree to which the goals are attained. Evaluation involves making judgments. Assessment is concerned with correcting the deficiencies in one's performance. Accountability is taught a lot in the U.S. school system. Teachers are held accountable to teaching to the standards and ensuring that their students do or what their students do or do not know. Administrators are held accountable if test scores are too low or if they drop from one year to the next. One major way that this accountability is enforced is through standardized testing. By applying the same requirements to each teacher and each student within a state, the theory is that the accountability for student success will be upheld. But understanding what our students are learning is more complicated than that. While benchmarks for grade levels have merit, the way assessments are administered and weighed in today's K-12 public schools is ineffective and unfair to the teacher that must adhere to them. Teachers need to focus on educational practices that provide all learners with the knowledge and skills necessary to contribute to the global society. It is not possible to determine if certain teaching behaviors are effective without knowing whether or not the students learn as an end result of these behaviors. The challenge for teachers is not only to identify and develop mastery of certain instructional strategies and behaviors accepted as effective practices, but the teacher is also challenged to develop the ability to effectively match these strategies and behaviors at the appropriate time to the individual students and student groups in specific teaching situations as these relate to the teacher's desired learning outcome. Culturally relevant approaches to assessing student gets at what they know rather than concealing what they know. Culturally relevant means of assessment give insights about the kinds of assessments that lead and front students' cultural strengths and curiosities and nurture and extend literacies. When talking with other teachers about assessment, we understand that the importance of getting to know our students. We cannot create a curriculum that meets their needs, much less their cultural needs, if we don't first get to know them as human beings. We need to look at our traditional assessments and discover ways that we can include students and their cultural knowledge and scaffold their learning with what students already know. Emerging findings from brain science reveal that students' cultural contexts are fundamental to their learning. The testing community has acknowledged that test designs for native English speakers may not be appropriate for students who are still learning English. Test developers are actively looking for ways to improve the validity of these tests for English learners by modifying the language and structure of the test or offering a range of accommodations. Applied knowledge is crucial in the learning process, but standardized tests need to do better at measuring it. Every child needs to be able to articulate what he or she knows, not just repeat it. Students need to answer to apply their knowledge in real-world applications. Instead of simply finding an answer, students need to explain their answers. Teaching our students it's okay to question and doubt and take time to agree with the answers will go a long way towards building future generations of critical thinkers, and it's something that needs a higher priority ranking in our assessments. Schools are not just places where students acquire academic skills. They also help students become more resilient in the face of adversity, feel more connected with the people around them, and aim higher in their aspirations for their future. Well-being is a positive sense of self, spirit, and belonging that we feel when our cognitive, emotional, social, and physical needs are being met. It is supported through the equity and respect of our diverse identities and strengths. By the time they enter school, children differ in how easily and intensely they become anxious, frustrated, or positively excited. They also differ in capacities for attention and self-regulations. Experiences of success and failure during a child's adjustment to the challenges of school influence the child's representations and evaluations of self, peers, and adults. What happens in school is key to understanding whether students enjoy good physical and mental health, how happy and satisfied they are with the different aspects of their life, how connected to others they feel, and the aspirations they have for their future. A positive class atmosphere with efforts that are encouraged and rewarded, and in which children are accepted and supported by their teachers, regardless of their intellect or temperament, is often associated with more positive reactions to the demands of schooling. Even the most vulnerable child has capacities for a positive school experience. Effective leadership makes a difference in improving learning. It is second only to teaching among school-related factors in its impact on student learning. How do high-quality leaders achieve this impact? By setting directions, charting a clear course that everyone understands, establishing high expectations, and using data to track progress and performance. They also do this by developing people, providing teachers and others in the system with the necessary support and training to succeed, and by making the organization work, ensuring that the entire range of conditions and incentives in districts and schools fully supports rather than inhibits teaching and learning. Effective school leadership is essential to improve the efficiency and the equity of schools. Within each individual school, leadership can contribute to improve student learning by shaping the conditions and climate in which teaching and learning occur.